Now from defenders, left backs, let's go to attackers now. And this time, it's about transfer news regarding two of our top strikers. Talking about Victor Osimhen and Taiwo Awoniyi. Now, for Victor Osimhen, I think I've been seeing reports now. Arsenal are coming into the picture. There have been rumors of Arsenal wanting Victor Osimhen as well. I mean, remember Arsenal also they're going for a striker. Gabriel Jesus has been linked. Victor Osimhen as well. Talking about Victor Osimhen and Napoli, they lost again this weekend. I mean, they haven't won in 3 games, 2 losses and a draw. I think the Scudetto hopes, should I say, faded away completely. There are 34 games played with AC Milan, 67 points. AC Milan on 74 points, and now Napoli might just be thinking of staying in the top 4. I think 4 games to go. Roma, who are 5th, are 58 points, and Napoli are on 67. So you want to do the math. They just need 2 more wins to solidify their place in the top 4, depending on results with Roma. So, but talking about transfers, Victor Osimhen, Arsenal in the picture. Not just Victor Osimhen as well. Let's look at Taiwo Awoniyi. Recently, a top German journalist, Christian Falk, came out to tweet that Westham, Southampton, and Newcastle and the running for Taiwo Awoniyi. Now, looking at these 2 strikers, do you see Napoli or Osimhen leaving Napoli? He's going to play Champions League football next season. That's if Napoli stay in the top 4. Do you see him moving away from Napoli so soon? I don't know, is this so soon also? But he's settled into Italy now. He's on his own, scoring goals. I mean, he was named Napoli Player of the Month as well. Remember, was Serie A Player of the Month for March, but this time he also got his award for Napoli's Player of the Month. So do you see Osimhen moving? And for Taiwo Awoniyi, where do you see him next? Is it Westham? Because those are the 3 clubs that have been mentioned. Is it Westham, Southampton, or the resurgent Newcastle?
If he goes to Newcastle, so let me start with Taiwo Awoniyi. If he goes to Newcastle, he might be a backup player. He doesn't want that to happen. The kind of money at Newcastle right now. So the first
they don't have a young striker. Chris Wood is aging.
Don't worry. This transfer window. If they sign him, they'll sign him on a 5 years contract. They put him on a 5 years contract. He will be a backup player. He will not be their main striker. This is not me underrating Taiwo Awoniyi, but I understand the way the European system work and the kind of money that they have. They will need a big striker, big name. Pretty soon, they will squeeze the coach. This coach is not the guy that would run the club going forward. So they will squeeze in a new coach that will come in and decide, I want big name players. We want to intimidate opposition. We want players that their name also ring a bell. And Taiwo Awoniyi is not that player. I would say that for his career, since he signed from the under-17 to Liverpool, he struggled for place. This is the first time he's having a full season run, a club that depends on him, a club that their fans sing his name, they celebrate him, they appreciate him. I think you should give them one more season. Repeat what he's done this season, the number of goals. There is no argument about the fact that Taiwo Awoniyi's got goals in him. So scoring goals is not a problem. But he needs to repeat this thing and then also solidify his place in the Super Eagles team before going to England. If he wants to go to England thereafter, he definitely would have a time to go to England. West Ham, my problem with going to West Ham is after West Ham have this great season, they are going to have another 5 or 6 years where they are going to struggle.
They also need a striker.
Yeah, they need a striker, but what's the difference between Mainz and West Ham? West Ham are never going to win the English Premier League title. West Ham are most likely not going to win the FA Cup, not with people like Jurgen Klopp and Man City making that club very, very important.
The Conference League.
That's my point. That's my point. After now, they might not be there anymore because now they are going to go play in the Europa where they will easily be knocked out. Okay, where they will go for. They're in the Europa competition as well.
Europa League, sorry.
Europa League semi-finals. Yeah. So they would come in and play and then get knocked out earlier compared to last season. They're playing against Frankfurt, the team that knocked out Barcelona. It doesn't guarantee anything that on Thursday night they are going to win, but they've shown spirit. I like what they did against Lyon. When Lyon came to England and drew 1-1, they were having attitude. Everybody was behaving like, oh, in France it's settled. They went to France and won 3-0. So you can't write off this West Ham. But West Ham are beginning to have injury problem and all that. I don't think that Taiwo Awoniyi leaving Germany now, his game, his style of play fits the German Bundesliga. There is speed, pace, and power in his game. He's very good for the German Bundesliga. He's also the kind of player that can play anywhere. He's technically gifted. He can play in Italy, he can play in England, he can play anywhere. He's got speed, he's got pace in him, he's got fight, he can play the high pressing game. He's another version of Divock Origi. But I don't want him to go to a club where he can't play regularly. And unfortunately, apart from West Ham, who doesn't look like they will sack their coach anytime soon, every other club that wants him will not have the coach that signed him in the next full season. Newcastle's coach will change before next season ends. Okay. Southampton, I mean, what's he going to do with Southampton? Southampton will battle relegation eventually. So why choose a club like Southampton? Mainz will not win the league. They don't look like a team that will battle relegation with the way they are playing, the way they are set up. Sorry, Union Berlin. Sorry, not Mainz. Union Berlin doesn't look like a team that will go on relegation. I think if he give them one more season, he establishes himself like, okay, this thing, one season was not a fluke. He had to repeat it. The German Bundesliga is also not way off. It's not like he's playing in Belgium or playing in France, or even France now have caught up. He's playing in some lower league. This is the German Bundesliga, the league with the highest number of supporters turned out in stadiums. This league is well followed. League is well respected. You also play against Borussia Dortmund, plays against Bayern Munich. I think it should be there for one more season. But if he's going to England, maybe because of the pay, because you have to look at some of that things to what is he earning in Germany compared to what he's going to earn in England. This whole career of football is about money. Okay, I know that where he is in Germany, the money is not going to be big, especially from how they signed him. The money is the negotiation. He doesn't have that negotiation power right now. He's got the iron. The iron is hot, so it's going to strike when the iron is hot. I agree, but he should look at the clubs that he's going to. There's a word of wisdom that I got from Odion. The first time Manchester United came for him, he was still at Watford, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic was there. And I called Odion and I was like, Odion, why are you not going to Manchester United? What's wrong with you? Is there a problem with a Nigerian player not playing for big team? And he said to me, he said, bro, it's not about going to Manchester United. Going to Manchester United is not the problem. I'm a center forward. Who is going to bench Zlatan Ibrahimovic for me? Who's the madman that will bench Zlatan Ibrahimovic for me? It's not about whether I know how to play, whether I score goal or not. Give me the chance, I will bury it in the net. But who will bench Zlatan Ibrahimovic for me? When he asked that question, it made sense to me. Newcastle are going to have like a turnover, changing a lot of things in their signing of players. They're going to, the owners, the Arabians are going to say, give us players that their name will sell jerseys. Give us players that their names will bring players to more fans to the stadium. Awoniyi is not that player right now. So I wouldn't advise him to go there. The only club that is available that maybe he should make the move to go to is Westham. Unfortunately, Westham is that kind of club where if you go, the demand on you will be very, very high. Like the demand on you to perform. If the club is doing well, it's because Mikel Antonio is performing. If the club is not doing well, it's because he is not performing. Does he want to go to that kind of a place? He needs to make a very wise choice with his team and decide this is where he. But if I am advising him, money or no money, stay with Union Berlin one more season, and then after that, you decide to move. After all, this is a club that saw you against all odds and gave you the real opportunity to become this guy. So, I mean, this is from Union Berlin that you make your Super Eagles debut. From Union Berlin that you are now doing numbers of goals. Every other club you've gone to, you've not done proper preseason with them. The coaches will bring you as a backup. This is the one that trusted you and put you as a frontline man to be there. I think you should give them one more season.
And just to highlight on how quickly, how he settled into Union Berlin. I mean, he's the record goal scorer in the Bundesliga as well. And his appearance this weekend was his most, career league appearances. He's made 28 appearances and counting this season for Union Berlin. His previous record was 27 during his time with Belgium with Royal SL Mouscron. So that tells you how he settled into Union Berlin. So I don't know, maybe he's thinking maybe an unfinished business in England. He didn't get the work permit.
He will definitely come there to
He didn't get the work permit before, but he finally has it and he can play in England. And maybe that just might be ringing in his head. And the Premier League is always going to lure players to come.
No, it will come. But let's shift to Victor Osimhen.
Yeah, Victor Osimhen.
It's hard now for me to say Victor Osimhen stay with Napoli. It is hard. If the offers are concrete, I'm like, because Arsenal is your team. The thing is, if Victor Osimhen really is a child of grace. From here onward, his career is looking like everywhere he goes, he's going to be the leading man in attack. So Arsenal have succeeded in kicking Aubameyang out. Remember when Aubameyang was there when this first transfer news rumor came out last summer? And I said, we shouldn't go there because they're not going to bench Aubameyang for Osimhen. It doesn't matter what he's playing. They are either going to farm him wide and put him in a position where he's not comfortable to satisfy Aubameyang. Aubameyang is gone. Lacazette is going. Eddie Nketiah most likely will go. So if he comes in, it's going to be the main man alongside probably the other striker that they will bring in, Gabriel Jesus or whoever they bring in. If he come in and I'm looking at the price all of a sudden, £54 million, it doesn't look that expensive. If you farm out £72 million to buy one of the worst players in the world in Yaya Sanogo, Nicolas Pepe, then I think if you bring him now, he would be there, but he should wait.
Would he fit in?
Arsenal, yeah, he would fit in. Arsenal should guarantee Champions League football first.
Yeah.
If Arsenal does not guarantee Champions League football, there's no need. He should stay with Napoli and play Champions League. That's the big stage. See, Victor Osimhen is one of Nigeria's biggest players. He should be playing. He should be a masquerade that should be coming out on Tuesdays and Wednesday night, not going to Mesopotamia, Cyprus, somewhere on Thursday night and continue the missionary journey of Apostle Paul in the Bible. Okay, but if Arsenal guarantees Champions League and they are serious with their offers, the advantage is that he's going to be the main striker, the leading striker of the team until he stops playing. Victor Osimhen have maybe a bit of injury history, but if he keep himself well and reduce his tantrums on the field, he's that kind of guy that you want to depend on your team. Would Arsenal benefit from having him? He knows his way to go. He can score with his head, he can score with his feet. The defenders are going to be tougher and faster in England, but he definitely will score goals, and that is something that he needs in his game. Arsenal also, when he's negotiating, if Aurelio will let him go, because I know that now that it is clear they are not going to win the league, and it's also looking likely that if they are not careful, they might fall out of the European Champions League spot if they continue to slide like this. Aurelio De Laurentiis will look at his team and say, you know what, I want to cut my losses. He gets €100,000 a week currently playing for Napoli. The Italian economy has not been good. Napoli have not been doing too well financially. So if they get the good offer and they can sell, they'll be good. And €100,000 is about 85, 83, 84,000 pounds a week. So if Arsenal comes and say, okay, we'll give you 150,000 pounds a week, before or after tax, whatever way they negotiate it, is a good deal for Victor Osimhen. It's also a good deal in terms of transfer for Aurelio De Laurentiis. But maybe he would have lost money from the transfer because 54 does look very, very small. I think Victor Osimhen should be in the region of 80 and above. Anyway, comparing him with other strikers that people are signing. But then you look at Haaland is going for 65 or 75. So one way or the other, the transfer fee, it depends on where they are negotiating from and where the power of each of the negotiating club is. Should he go to Arsenal? I think now Arsenal is open for any striker that will come in. He should take the offer if the offer is on the table. Arsenal is always going to go up from here. Manchester United doesn't look like a team that will contend. The real team that Arsenal will be worried about for next season if they make the Champions League is definitely Newcastle. And then Tottenham Hotspur, depending on the transfer business that they do, and if they also keep Harry Kane and Son Heung-min. If they don't, it's estimated top four for Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal once again for next season. But let them get through this season first. If they can get through this season, Victor Osimhen can as well decide, I want to go to Arsenal. Arsenal is not a bad club, but not a great club as well. Not really a great club. So you have to put all that into consideration and look at the guarantees of the signing. One of the places that I'm really afraid of for Arsenal is in that defensive midfield. If Granit Xhaka goes to Roma, they are going to have two African players in defensive midfield. So the triangle of Osimhen, Partey, and El Neni, African Cup of Nations next year. The good thing is the next year African Cup of Nations will be holding in the summer, so it's not a January thing, so it wouldn't affect the club. But having a triangle of African players, but Chelsea have done it before. They've had Mikel Obi, Michael Essien, Didier Drogba in that triangle as well. Two midfielders and one striker, and it didn't affect anybody. So let's see how it goes.
All right, with Victor Osimhen and Taiwo Awoniyi, we've come to the end of the Sport Buffet today on Elevated TV Radio, and it's been a wonderful time on the show.
You are listening to Elevated TV Radio.